Hello and welcome to Asia Now, where I bring you guys the top stories and topics from around the Philippines and neighboring countries. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about Chinese computer hacker arrested, a Filipino cop rescues a child from a canal, Alice Guo skips Senate hearing yet again and sends a letter as to why, crazy weather causes flooding and countless closures in the Philippines, some people are skeptical about Pogo ban being just a rebranding, an American fatally stabs an Australian at a bar, and much more. Starting off with the exchange rate, right now $1 is equal to 58.43 pesos. Before we get into our main story, if you're new to the channel or haven't had a chance to subscribe, take a quick second, hit that subscribe button. I mean, you're sitting there anyways, it's completely free, but really motivates you to make these videos. Here's our main story. The Bureau of Immigration has arrested a Chinese computer hacker by the name of Lin Kuide, who worked for an online gaming hub raided last month in Porac, Pampanga. Lin, wanted in China for fraud, was apprehended on July 20th at a resort in the Poro Point Freeport in San Fernando, La Union. The operation, conducted with various Philippine law enforcement and intelligence groups, revealed Lin's involvement in hacking bank accounts. He is now detained by the BI pending legal action and deportation. Interesting, so not just like physical crime, now they're going after computer hackers as well. I feel like the BI is doing a really hard push towards capturing any foreigners doing illegal stuff. So if you're somebody online doing some crazy stuff thinking you might not get caught, maybe reconsider, because it looks like the BI is doing their job. But then again, imagine how many people they don't catch, right? So I'm not saying go do bad things, but one for the good guys. Next up, Police Master Sergeant Ferdinand Mahine of Davao de Oro went viral after heroically rescuing a child who fell into a canal outside a mall. Witnesses said that the child slipped and fell while waiting for a ride with his mom. Mahine, who was on the patrol, immediately responded and saved the child. The video, uploaded by Stephen Yu, received widespread praise. The child was quickly taken to the hospital and found to be unharmed. So yeah, some great news. Once in a while you see some good Samaritan, especially police officers, doing some good things. A feel-good story there, a child being rescued by a police officer and given back to his mom safely. Next up, in some severe weather, almost 100 fled their homes in Cagayan province as Typhoon Karina maintained its strength on Tuesday morning. There was also lots of flooding around the streets of Manila, different parts of Manila, of course, and different neighborhoods. So yeah, some crazy flooding, and stuff like this actually causes not just like water damage, but a lot of delays, traffic backed up, and like congestion, not to mention people being put into different places away from their home. Sometimes as a foreigner like myself, I'm not used to stuff like this. Seeing it kind of reminds me of how far I am from like the northern. I mean, we deal with different stuff like, winter storms and all that stuff, but never like to this degree of flooding. Hopefully everybody's safe. Moving on to our next story. And then Senate hearings on the Philippines offshore gaming operators, or POGOs, will still be held despite President Marcos Jr. declaring banning them in the country. Yesterday I covered that story of President Marcos saying he's going to completely ban POGOs by the end of the year. And a couple of things coming from that. Some people are saying that this is just simply a rebranding. They're just saying this because they're going to rebrand it and name it as Internet Licensed Gaming, which could be a thing. Let's be honest, any good politician will sometimes just say whatever, either to buy time or basically down the road just hold something completely different. I'm not saying this is the case, but I mean, it's not a done deal is what I'm saying. It's not passed into law yet. And the Philippines is a democratic country, right? So they still got to go ahead and do all the proper procedures of passing something into law. However, it's, I guess, a step towards something positive. Yeah, I'm curious, what do you guys think? Do you think this is like a complete rebranding? While the president has gone ahead and banned Philippines offshore gamings, the questions of internet gaming licenses came to light as many question if it was a rebranding. In a third State of the Nation address, the chief executive received a standing ovation when he called for the ceasing of operations of POGOs in the country, citing their illicit activities, which he said show grave abuse of disrespect to our system of laws. For some Filipinos, however, the joy was momentary as they recalled reports of POGOs being changed to the name Internet Gaming Licenses, or IGL. Yesterday, I also asked what you guys thought about banning POGOs, whether you think it's got more benefits and negatives. A lot of you guys shared your thoughts, and I want to know what your thoughts now that they might have also rebranded this. But now I want to know what you think. Do you think this is a possibility? They're simply rebranding? Let me know in the comment section below, because last I heard it was about 8 billion peso worth of revenue coming through the POGOs. So it is a big thing to kind of get rid of. Although I understand why they would or why they should, that doesn't matter. But I'm curious to see whether they're actually going to go through with it and completely ban all the internet online gaming, casinos, gambling, betting, and all that stuff. While staying on the topic of POGOs, let's talk about ex-mayor of Tarlac, Alice Guo, or Alice Guoping. or Guo Huaping, she actually did not show up for the Senate hearing yet again, and she actually released a letter saying the following. Suspended Bam Bam Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo penned a letter to Senate President that said, I quote, "I am also a person with feelings. As someone who continues to seek justice, I hope to be given the opportunity to defend myself in the proper forum," Guo wrote. Guo has missed the last 2 hearings in the Senate, claiming that the investigation has affected her mental health negatively. I quote, "I know that as a lawyer, you understand the importance of the presumption of innocence and the need to respect the rights of each individual as the investigation progresses," the letter read. Interesting. Yeah, I really don't know what to say about that. What do you guys think? Do you think she has the right for her mental health? Or do you think the Philippines government and its people have the right to see if she actually committed those crimes? Which I'm not going to go over once again. Let's move on to our next story. Let's take a short trip to Thailand, tell you guys about an American stabbing an Australian at a bar. An Australian man has lost his life after alleged drunken brawl in a popular tourist hotspot in Thailand, according to local media. Police were first called about a fight between 2 men near Nopratara Beach in Onang, in province of Krabi, just after 2 a.m. Officers found who they believe was a 35-year-old Australian man on the ground with stab wounds to his abdomen, leg, and arms. He was treated and rushed to a hospital before being transferred to Krabi Hospital. The Australian man did not survive his injuries. Police identified the American suspect on the scene, claiming he was still intoxicated. They alleged he was in possession of a folding knife and did not attempt to flee. The 43-year-old has been facing questions by officers. Witnesses claimed that the 2 men had been drinking at a restaurant nearby and later crossed paths again as the Australian man headed back to his hotel. It is alleged by witnesses that the fight went from verbal to physical very quickly, claiming the American man took a knife and started the shanking. The police think that the argument has started at the bar. However, they're still questioning the man, and if there's something else comes up, I'll let you guys know. Staying in Thailand, a speedboat collision near Koh Samui leaves 1 dead and 2 injured. Also, a Gambian man arrested for overstaying his visa 7 years in Koh Phangan. I guess that full moon party was quite the event. Kind of a slow day for news in the Philippines, so I'll go ahead and read a couple more news articles for you guys really quickly. Just a headline about Thailand. There was a billboard actually in Chinese in Thailand that was offering to sell various citizenships and passports. Of course, locals are concerned, but the reality is you can't actually buy passports legally from some countries. I mean, it's very expensive, and by very I mean what do you consider expensive to get a citizenship, right? Starting anywhere from like the lowest I think is maybe Vanuatu or some country like that. 60,000 USD all the way to $500,000 depending on which country you want to be in. Some countries do actually allow that legally to purchase. They call it an investment passport. Basically, you're investing into that country and you get that citizenship. So yeah, kind of but that billboard has been ordered to be taken down now. I'm kind of curious, if you guys had to buy a passport, like citizenship, let me know which country and what's the most you'd be willing to pay for it if you had the money. In Pattaya, Thailand, a Chinese man dies after falling off a song tao, which is like a jeepney. Oh man, horrible. So if you guys are ever getting onto one of those jeepneys or song taos, be sure to really hold on, because the drivers can be crazy. It can be really packed and crowded, but there's no other details given. As just based on the picture alone, it doesn't look like somebody pushed him, because he's pretty close to the actual truck itself. Anyhow, I think I'm going to stop with Thai news there, because there's always crazy stuff happening in Thailand, guys. If you think the Philippines is bad when it comes to foreigners misbehaving and stuff happening with like violence and all that, yeah, I think Thailand's probably worse, or just gets covered a bit more. Then again, they have a lot more tourists, so I really don't know what the percentage wise. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about our section yesterday today, where I read some of the most popular comments from you guys. The most popular comment comes from @JR00N14, who says, yes, it makes no sense to get involved in the Philippines political realm. We are guests here in this beautiful country. And this goes back to what the BI said, do not get involved in political rallies. You'll be deported. And I completely agree with both statements. And the next couple of comments are regarding that fake viral video that showed the president sniffing something. And JR Kodo says, it's a fake video. It's totally not Bong Bong Marcos. It's not a propaganda. Oh, it's only propaganda. I'm like, huh? So sorry, it's only propaganda. I agree. And Joe Blow also said that's not Marcos, obviously. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed that, I want to take a quick second, just hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, even share this video with somebody else that might also enjoy it. And hopefully I'll be back to myself soon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Did a video and now he's out here, bro, on my bridge in my office where I'm trying to get my daily bread.